like your job was on the line as the team missed the playoffs?
Okay, we're going straight into that and not Western United on the weekend? No? Okay. I was clear all the way through. Like, always had clarity that the goal and the target was to get into the top six. So, that's the nature of football. When you don't achieve those goals, then obviously there's the risk here.
And what do you put the team's late season drop off down to?
I think it's hard to put a finger on like one particular thing, but for sure, I think that as a group, we're still trying to deal with the pressure of having to win those games and building that. I guess that winning mentality is something that's new still to this group. So I think the last few weeks, particularly, there's been a lot of weight on the shoulders. I think they know that every game's been that kind of must-win mentality, and it does. It changes things. It changes the way you approach it. Changes the way that your mentality is in the game as well. And there's that kind of desperation. Whereas I think maybe some of our best football this year's come when we've been a little bit more free-flowing and had that freedom. So that's something for the team to keep working on as they keep pushing towards trying to get into playoffs and making finals in the future.
And how far away is the Phoenix from a top six? Do you think it's just a goal scorer they need?
Yeah, look, I don't think very far. We've been close for 2 seasons in a row. I think we keep talking about that we can compete with the best teams in the league, and we've shown that on our day that we can do that. So it's not too far at all, really. And look, this season, goal scoring's been a little bit of an issue for us, and we haven't scored enough goals. And when we've been dominating games, haven't put goals away, and ultimately those things come back to get you. And when you don't put the points on the board early enough, then you add the pressure at the end of the season, which is what happened.
And do you have any idea or any plans of what you're going to do after Phoenix? Or do you know if you're going to stay in Wellington?
No, not too sure yet. Obviously, still relatively kind of new. I really just want to focus on doing the best job I can this week, making sure we finish in the best possible way on Sunday against Western United. Then there's probably going to be 24, 48 hours of just reflection and relax, and then we'll get on to kind of what comes next.
Did you know, Paul, that if you didn't make the six, that you wouldn't be staying?
Not necessarily categorically, but I'm very aware that was the target, and there's ambition. The club wants to push for those things, and I was fully on board with all of that. Like I knew that was what we were aiming for. I knew that was what the goals were, and I was on board with it too. And ultimately, I gave everything to try and get that team to the playoffs this season, last season. So it's definitely not through lack of effort or trying. I think the players have put in so much as well, but we're aware that we've kind of fallen short of where we wanted to be, where the club wanted us to be, and ultimately that's the way football works. Yeah.
There's no doubt that you've improved the team. If you look at the last 2 seasons compared to the first 2 seasons of the Phoenix women's side, what do you think it's going to take the next step and make finals consistently?
Well, I think the group will be better off for what's happened the last 2 seasons. There's no doubt about that. I think building that kind of mindset to be perennial kind of winners, fighting for the title, being in the playoffs. Like when you look at clubs across the league, both men and women in the A-League, you're always thinking about Sydney FC, Melbourne Victory, Melbourne City. It's been years and years and years of like building those blocks. So I think, it can only help that we've been in this situation for 2 seasons where we've been pushing and ultimately we've kind of fallen short. So the group will be better off for it. And there's no doubt you need to have like top players because they win you games and get you points. And so we've got to make sure as a club that in the future, like good players keep coming in, keep building on the mentality. But there's definitely the blocks have been laid, and there's definitely enough talent in New Zealand for the Phoenix to do that. And from my point of view, I'm pleased with the progress that we have been making and happy with some of the things that we've put in place. And I can only wish the Phoenix the best of luck for what comes next and the coach that takes over.
Comparative to the other squads in the Ninja A-League at the moment, do you think the Phoenix squad is of comparable quality?
I think in definitely in some areas. But, you know, it's been highlighted that teams at the top end of the table have like not just one, but like numerous people that score multiple goals. And so that's been a bit of an Achilles heel for us. I don't think it's all on one person. I think generally across the board, like we just haven't had enough players that have scored enough goals, because it's all about scoring goals, and that's what gets you the points. And yeah, I think it's something a lot about 9-10 games this season that we've lost by a single goal. So if you start thinking about if you can add a goal here, add a goal there, that gets you a point, that gets you 3 points, then all of a sudden it's a completely different picture. So I think the margins are small, but yeah, I think there's a lot of players in the group that are good enough, and I think we've shown like in performances that it's there, but it's just the next bit now, the next layer, and really that will be the task for the next coach, and ultimately like club's got to keep building. I know that everyone's very ambitious to do that, you know, like we have been the last 2 seasons. So yeah, as I said before, like for me, it's just about I've done kind of what I feel I could do at this point in time, and laid some good foundations, and now it's just about taking it on.
Would you have liked to have stayed?
Yeah, of course. Like I've been here for nearly 10 years. You know, it's been a huge part of my life, my family's life. We've kind of relocated to Wellington. I've loved being here. I love working for the football club. It's got great people. So of course, but I also know that it's kind of the nature of first team football is results driven, and ultimately we haven't been getting the results that we perhaps should have and were capable of, and there's consequences to that. You know, I'm very aware of that. When you come in as a first team coach, you know that's the situation. You see it all around the world. So yeah, it's not something that I want to shy away from. Ultimately, it's my responsibility, and we've come up short. So yeah, I have to be responsible for it.
How different a coach and how different a person are you from the Paul Temple who walked into Wellington Phoenix HQ 8 or 9 years ago?
Yeah, like I'm a much better coach for it. There's no doubt about it. I've really loved the experience of being in the first team environment with the players on the grass every day, trying to implement a style. You start tweaking things, you learn heaps every game, you're learning something, you're reflecting. So yeah, I'm a much better coach for it, and just really thankful for the opportunity that Rob, the board, Gilly, Domi, they trusted me with the team, and I'm just really thankful that I got the opportunity, because it's something that means a lot to me, and yeah, something I'll treasure and definitely be able to take on. Hopefully my future coaching career, you know, I'll learn a lot from it.
Is one possibility now that you'll take a break from football? I mean, you've been so deeply invested in it for a large part of the last decade. Is there a part of you that might just want to step away for a wee while?
Yeah, I'm not too sure. Obviously, I've had some thoughts, like since we've kind of had these conversations with the club, like I've been thinking about what comes next, but I have been trying to kind of keep myself on track with I've still got a job to do. I'm still trying to be as professional as possible in what we do every day, and that's what I'm asking the players to be, so I've got to be that myself. And so I am really focused on finishing in the best possible way this weekend. And then I think once it's done and I don't have to wake up early and be in at 8 o'clock and have a staff meeting, then I'll realise, okay, I've got some time to reflect and think about it, and yeah, we'll see what comes next. But yeah, it's a big wide world out there, you know. There's lots of opportunities. So yeah, it's something that excites me. I think that there's chance for me to go maybe back into youth football, to carry on in women's football, to go back into the men's game, and then yeah, perhaps look at things overseas as well. So there's heaps out there. So I'll be getting my teeth into that, and something will come up soon.
What are some of the fond memories you have, especially from your time at the academy over the last 10 years?
Yeah, look, it's been an amazing journey, you know, and just being able to be part of it, I think has been special for me. So I think when you're involved in the academy, and all the staff there right now will attest to this, like it's all about seeing players and them progressing. That's what you do it for. So the big standout memories are the debuts and seeing players go on, and you know the kind of the two magical things for me were sort of Ben Old's debut, just the circumstances around that as well, like with it kind of post-COVID and the massive crowd, and and him coming on, and his family were near me, and I could sort of see how much it meant to them, and that was quite an emotional day, and I knew that was the start of a big career for him, so that's a pretty big sort of standout memory from my time in the academy, and then being able to be a first team coach and give Mania and Macy debuts on their first professional game, which is also my first professional game as a coach. That's pretty awesome as well, to see the female pathway in the academy start to work and come off. So yeah, there's countless. I've worked with so many amazing people and had so many great memories and had so much good fun. But yeah, it's when you see the dreams come true, I guess, on the pitch. Those are the magical moments.
And what do you want to see from the team come Sunday?
Just want to see them be themselves. What we've built for the last 2 years in terms of playing style. I said to them this morning that I think the pressure of the last probably 6 must-win games has maybe restricted us a little bit, and we haven't played with the same fluidity that we've been kind of, I guess, known for in the previous sort of year and a half. So for me, it's about getting back to that, playing that style of football, enjoying the ball, attacking. We've got the ability to kind of take the pressure off ourselves and enjoy the game, and yeah, I want to go out with a bang, so it'd be lovely to win and play some great football, score some goals, and be able to celebrate at the end.
It's quite fitting that you get to have that last game at Porirua Park as well.
Yeah, it's been fantastic, you know, the last 2 seasons. Really look forward to every game at Porirua Park, the atmosphere that's generated and the closeness of the fans, and got some great memories of games there. So yeah, it's pretty amazing that we can all be together on the last day. Family can be there, and we can play at home, and we can get that atmosphere. So hopefully, I know that there'll be a bit of a mixture of feelings, some frustration, there'll be some disappointment that we haven't made it, but hopefully the overriding feeling is more of kind of joy, and we can celebrate what has been done, and then people can look forward.